Welcome back to another video. I recently went to a plant festival in a beautiful park, so today I want to share with you a few clips from this event, and later on in the video I'm gonna show you a few things that I bought. It is an annual plant event, but it's my first time attending it. There were multiple displays where horticulturists, artisans, and small businesses were selling their handmade objects or plants or local specialties. The park itself is absolutely gorgeous. I was the most impressed with beautiful tree specimens that they have. For example, this Prunus cerula that has a crimson red bark, or this Quercus coccinea variegata with leaves that look like they're made of leather.
I really enjoyed the plant festival. There were so many beautiful things to see as an inspiration, and a lot of different ideas and a lot of cool items. So let me show you a few things that I bought for myself and for my balcony garden. So first I will start with some local goodies that I took. It's not really balcony related, but nevertheless I'm gonna show you. I have elderberry flower syrup. It's super tasty. It's really sweet. Obviously you dilute it with water. It's really refreshing. I love it. And the second thing that I took is chestnut jam. I have never tried it actually, and it's a local specialty. So I'm really excited to try it, to taste it. You can put it on your toast or to add it to other pastries and stuff like that. So that's for the comestible part. And now let me show you what I took for the balcony garden. The first item that I have is this metal frame in the shape of a heart. The people who were selling them, they actually were selling succulents, and they had a great choice of succulents, and they used these metal frames to plant the succulents in them. They had different shapes. They had turtles and stuff like that, animals, but I really like this shape of a heart, and I think that even on its own it's really beautiful. Like, you wouldn't even need to plant anything in it. You just hang it somewhere or put it somewhere and it already looks really pretty. So how it works, it opens actually, and you can line it with either moss or peat, add a little bit of soil and close it and plant succulents. I think that's something that I might do, although I'm not sure, because succulents, they need a good amount of sunlight, which I don't have on the balcony, but we'll see. Maybe I will plant some smaller plants, because obviously there's not a lot of room for a root ball to fit. So it needs to be really small plants, and succulents are perfect for this because they don't have extensive root system. But yeah, I think that for now I'm just gonna hang it. I'm just gonna attach something here, and I'm gonna hang it on the wooden ladder that I have at the back of the balcony. I'm gonna show you in a minute. And now let me show you the biggest thing that I bought. Okay, so the last thing that I bought, and the biggest of them all, and the one that I'm most happy with, is this. So what it is, they call it a living wicker, I guess you could say, like this. Like you have wicker baskets and wicker decorations, they call it living wicker. So what it is a tree, obviously, and in fact it is multiple trees. Every twig that you see is a separate tree, and they twist them together to create this beautiful shape, like a tree shape with empty trunk. So it's gonna leaf out in spring, because obviously it's a deciduous tree, so it lost its leaves for winter time, but it's gonna leaf out, so it's gonna have a beautiful canopy of green leaves. And this trunk, as you can see, is twisted. The twigs are twisted, and as I said, every twig is a separate tree, so it's gonna have a massive root system. So I need a really large pot, and I will probably have to root prune. But yeah, and so you continue, as the tree grows, you continue to twist it, and obviously you have to remove all the little branches that will grow from all these buds in here. But yeah, I think it is so pretty, and it will fit perfectly with my balcony because I really love wicker objects, and I have a few wicker baskets and wicker pots, so I'm really excited to grow this tree. So the person who sold it had different sizes, so you could buy like a really small ones or a little bit larger ones. So this is a Cornus species, and he had also Salix species. So Cornus is dogwood, Salix is a willow tree. And of course they are winter hardy and stuff like that, so no problem with that. And I think that's such a really unique looking addition to my balcony garden. So I bought all that I need, and I'm gonna now plant it and show you how it looks and how I'm gonna take care of it. Okay, that's how the tree looks. It's quite tall, plus when I will plant it in that pot behind it, it's gonna be even taller, which is perfect. It's quite narrow because obviously the trunk is, the twigs are twisted, so it's quite narrow, so it doesn't take much floor space, yet it provides height. And as I said, it's gonna leaf out in spring, creating beautiful green canopy of leaves, which will look so pretty in here. So that's where I want to have it. So the pot is 22 liters, and as I mentioned before, every single twig is a separate tree, so it's gonna have a large root system, but I think it will fit in this pot, and then I will probably root prune to control its size. Okay, so I fill the container with a bit of soil. As you could see, I don't put any extra drainage at the bottom, sorry for dirty hands, because what is important is to have well-draining potting mix, because if your potting mix is not well-draining, then extra layer of gravel at the bottom is not going to improve drainage. And to improve drainage in your potting mix, you can mix in some sand, you can mix grit or perlite. I'm using loam-based potting mix, which means it contains an actual garden soil, which is a potting mix that is more suitable for trees, for shrubs, for older herbaceous perennials, because it retains more moisture and it's a little bit heavier, let's say. It holds more nutrients than like universal potting mix that contains peat or coconut fiber or something like that. Okay guys, so the tree is planted. This is how it looks. I really like it in here. If you're wondering why I have empty pots, it's because I'm gonna plant spring bulbs in here. But as I said, I fill the container all the way to the top with potting soil, but in spring I'm gonna probably scrape the top layer of soil and add a nice thick layer of compost to provide nutrients so that my tree grows healthy and happy. And I am gonna water it. I didn't record it, but I am gonna water the plant right now. Okay guys, so this is it for today's video. Hope that you enjoyed visiting virtually this plant festival and seeing what I bought for my balcony garden. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!